Hello, my mathematicians. Today we're looking at Module 14, or 15, Lesson 4, which is all about multiplying decimals by one-digit whole numbers. Hopefully by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to multiply a decimal by a one-digit whole number using the distributive property, partial products, and an area model. So if we look at this first problem, it says, oceanographers recently discovered a new species of sea sponge in the Pacific Ocean. Sponges are animals, not plants, and can be found in both seawater and freshwater. Some sponges are able to move about 2 5/10 millimeters each day. How far might a sponge move in 1 week? Write a numerical expression to model the situation. So we know that it is 2 5/10 millimeters each day. We want to know 1 week. There are 7 days. So we're going to do 7 times 2 5/10. This is, what do the factors in your expression represent? Well, the 7 is the number of days, so the number of days in 1 week. And then the 2 5/10 is the distance. Some sponges move each day. So that says you can use the distributive property to multiply. So we're going to break apart the 2 5/10 by place value. So that means we're going to have the ones, and then we're going to have the 5/10. So then we're going to do 7 times 2 plus 7 times 5/10. So 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 5/10 is going to be 3 5/10. And then we add that together. 14 plus 3 is... Oh, I went... There we go. Is 17 5/10. So how far might a sponge move in 1 week? 17 5/10 millimeters. Okay, so the current rise in sea level is generally thought to be caused by melting of ice sheets and glaciers. Scientists estimate that the rise in sea level is about 3 2/10 millimeters each year. What is the expected rise in sea level after 8 years? What expression models the situation? So we have 3 2/10 millimeters each year. We want 8 years. So we're going to do 8 times 3 2/10. And that says, what is an estimate for the rise in sea level after 8 years? So I would do 8. We're just going to use the closest whole number. So 3 equals 24 millimeters. So now it says multiply by showing partial products. So first multiply the 2/10 by 8. So 2/10 by 8 is 16/10, or 1 6/10. So that would give us 1 6/10. Then it says to multiply 3 ones by 8. So 8 times 3 is 24 ones, or 2 10s, 4 ones. So that would give us 24. So 6 plus 0 is 6. Our decimal point. 1 plus 4 is 5. And then 2. So what is expected rise in sea level after 8 years? It is 25 and 6/10 millimeters. That says, how do you know your answer is reasonable? Um, so 3 and 2/10 is greater than 3. And 8 times 3 equals 24. And we got 8 times 3 and 2/10 equals 25 and 6/10, which is greater than 24. So it is reasonable. Coral reefs grow about 1 in 2,500 centimeters each year. About how many centimeters does a coral reef grow in 9 years? To solve, find 9 times 1 in 2,500. Use an area model to find the product. Complete the area model. So we are going to break apart our decimal here. So we're going to do 1, and then we're going to have our 0 and 2,500. And we're going to do 9. So 1 times 9 is 9. And then we're going to do 0 times 2,500 times 9. So 9 times 5 is 45. Oops. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 4 is 22. 9 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. We have 2 place values of decimal points. So I have to have 2 place values of decimal point. So 2 and 2,500. So it says add the areas of the two sections. What is the sum? So we're going to do 2 and 2,500 plus 9. So that gives you 11 and 2,500. So about how much does a coral reef grow in 9 years? It will be about 11 and 25 centimeters. 2,500 centimeters. That is all for today's lesson. Hopefully now you're able to multiply decimal by a one-digit whole number using the distributive property, partial products, and an area model. And remember, in order to be a math person, all you have to do is be a person and do math.